October last month saw more sales than both 2024 and 2023, with the average sale price in Saskatoon being $426,000. Will prices continue to rise, or has the Saskatoon real estate market finally started to shift? My name's Ryan Guenther, and I'm a local realtor here with Realty Executives Saskatoon. If you find any of the information helpful and want to connect with me, I'll leave all of my information in the description box below, or you can drop me a comment and I'll connect with you there. In this market report, I'll highlight what's happened in the Saskatoon real estate market throughout most of this year, breaking down activity in detached homes as well as condos and townhouses. I'll also compare and contrast how things have changed a bit this fall and how the market has shifted a little bit. Finally, I'll give my predictions on what I feel is ahead for the winter market here in Saskatoon. It's no secret that prices in Saskatoon have been on the rise for the better part of this year, with an average sale price currently of $426,000 in comparison to what we closed out 2024 at $398,000. There's no doubt that property today is worth more than it was this past spring. However, in October, the average sale price was only $414,000 in the city. This is one of the first times where the sale price on the month was actually lower than the average sale price on the year. Solds are up 3% on the month of October and up 2% on the year in comparison to 2024. While listings are up a whopping 36% in October, with 686 properties coming to the market last month, and up 7% year to date. And while both sales and listings are up for 2025, we are starting to see more properties hitting the market than the equivalent solds, which is relieving a little bit of the pressure off buyers. One way to see that relaxation on the buy side demonstrated is looking at what percentage of properties are being sold at or above their listed price. So in spring to July or so, 50 to 60% of all sales were being sold at or above their list price. But then when you look at August, September, and October, it trends the other way. So for both August and September, 46% of all sales were at or above their listed price, whereas in October it was down to 37% of all sales being at or above the list price, and in the first week of November, 33% or 1/3 of all sales are at or above the list price. And while we don't have enough listings to have a balanced market, we have 1.4 months supply in detached homes and a 1.5 month supply in condos and townhouses, in comparison to the first 6 months of the year, where we had a 1.2 month supply in detached and a 0.9% month supply in condos and townhouses. For reference point, a completely balanced market would be a 3-month supply, so we're still quite a ways away from there, which is why it's still a seller's market, but it's just slowed down a little bit. And while there's more inventory across the board, if you're looking for a detached home between $300,000 to $450,000, it still remains incredibly competitive with a month supply of 0.56. And I grouped three $50,000 price increment sections together because all the month supplies are under 0.8, but the most competitive in October was between $300,000 to $350,000. That's for detached homes, where the month supply was 0.36, which means that on November 1st there were 11 detached properties available between $300,000 to $350,000, with 30 sales in October in that price range. That's basically flipped the exact opposite way that you would like to see for a balanced market. You'd want to see 30 active for 10 sales, not 11 active for 30 sales. And then for condos and townhouses in October, the most competitive price range was actually 400 to 450,000, with 16 active as of November 1st and 13 sales in the previous month. In conclusion, the market definitely has shifted now that fall is almost over. It's still a seller's market, no doubt, but there's way less presentation of offers. A lot of times properties are still available after a day or two. More price reductions. It's just a cooler market compared to spring and summer, but it still is most definitely a seller's market. And I feel this shift will continue throughout the winter months. The juicy properties will still sell extremely quick, and there'll still be sales at or above the list price. That's not going away. But I believe this sort of downturn, if you want to call it that, will continue throughout the winter, and then it'll just depend in spring if the listing counts continue to trend up, or if they sort of bottom out and then sales take over and rapid price increases start to happen again. If you're in the market, reach out to me and let's devise a strategy to get you the best deal on a property, or get you accepted in a multiple offer situation if we happen to find ourselves in one. And if you're a seller, give me a call and let's discuss how we can position your property above all the other competition. Until next time.